Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us. We are thrilled for our first virtual Biddy-led Shabbat. I know that the date popping up is the wrong date, but it is October 23rd. We are ready to welcome in Shabbat together. We're excited to join together in some spirited prayers with our teens. I want to just take a moment, since we haven't had Biddy-led Shabbat services in a while, and certainly we haven't done it on Zoom before. I want to take a moment to allow our teens and our Director of Youth Engagement to introduce themselves to all of you, so you know who's leading you in prayer tonight. So Jessica, will you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Jessica. I am the Director of Youth Engagement at Temple B'nai Torah. I am very excited that we are starting our Biddy-led services once again for this year, and I'm going to throw it on over to Eden Geyser.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eden, and I am the Biddy president. And for those of you who don't know what Biddy is, it stands for B'nai Torah Youth, and it is our high schoolers, the youth at Temple B'nai Torah. Yep.
Hi, I'm Josh Geyser, and I am Biddy's co-SA and RC VP.
I'm Rachel Geyser, and I'm the MVP or Membership Vice President.
I'm AJ Held, and I'm the other co-religious and cultural vice president and social action vice president.
I'm Skyhand, and I'm one of the co-CVPs.
Hello, I'm David. I'm the CO's CVP as well.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and I'm the financial vice president.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm the freshman rep.
All right, so we are going to join together in our Shabbat prayers. Take just a moment before we start to take a few deep breaths and let the stress of the week out and bring in what it will hopefully be a peaceful Shabbat, a beautiful Shabbat. Let's join together.
Come all of you, come all of us, and let us bless the one who blesses. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Do do do. Do 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 Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in this moment, now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in this moment, now and every now to come all of you. Come all of us, and let's bless the one who blesses. Come all of you. Come all of us and spread some love and kindness. Do 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 do.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Please join the geysers in the candle blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam chamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Te'avon, if you are eating your Shabbat dinner, enjoy. And we are going to continue with our Shabbat prayers, our Kabbalat Shabbat prayer, L'chadodi.
L'chadodi likrakala pene Shabbat Kabbalat. L'chadodi likrakala pene Shabbat Kabbalat.
Shamar v'zachor b'dibor echad. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Yishmianu el cham yuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'lichida.
L'chadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat Kabbalat. L'chadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat Kabbalat.
Likrat Shabbat l'chuven elcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikadam nesilcha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila.
L'chadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat Kabbalat. L'chadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat Kabbalat.
Hitorari, ki varech kumiori, uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai laich nida.
L'chadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat Kabbalat. L'chadodi likrat kala pene
And if you're able, we'll rise. Oive shalom at תרפלה, גם בשמחה ובשמחה, תוך אמונה סגולה, בואי קלה, בואי קלה.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
And please rise if you are able and join us for the Baruch Hu. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai, yalla lai. Yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai.
You may now be seated. We're going to continue with Marviv RV.
Please join me in this reading. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Ya Eloi, 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 Ya Eloi, Eloi, Ya Eloi, Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed. Ya Eloi, 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 you shall love with all of your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And you shall teach your children to hope, to love, and to know what is right.
Please join me. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, for soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Please join us in the Michamocha. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nedor b'kodesh, Nora tehilot hosei felet, Nora tehilot hosei felet. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Please join us in Hashkiveinu.
Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu shalom. Hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred and sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Lechaim.
If you are able, please rise for the Amidah. Natalie is going to lead us in the next prayer.
Adonai, Sefer Tivta, Ufia Gita Hilotecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Eloheinu b'Yamatenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Zor, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagibor, Behanara, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Benake Hakol, Besaher, Hajidot Yemhot, Uvmi, Gavane Venehem, Lemashvo Ve'ahava, Melakozel Vishniel Magain, Baruch atah Adonai, Magain Avram Ve'atzara.
Atagi borla lamanai, mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, mashifa ruach umorida gashem, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verafech holim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umido melech, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai HaKadosh. We're going to take some time now for silent prayer and reflection. When you're done with your own prayers, you can go ahead and have a seat.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי ויון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרי פי ויון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי בגואלי Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri, Veko Ali, Yehiyu Le'ratzonim Refi, Begyon Libi Lefanecha, Yehiyu Le'ratzonim Refi, Begyon Libi Lefanecha.
We are going to take a moment now to join together in our prayer, Misha Berach, our prayer asking for God to help us find strength and courage in the face of illness and struggles. And we know that there's so much struggling right now. This week, this Shabbat, we're thinking especially of Valentina Darakovsky, Ezrael Early, Rohan Early, Tara Landry, Myra Maseg, Patricia Shapiro, Orly Sherman, Amy Thornton, Deborah Newman-Zis Castengay, Lindsay Robinson, Laura Armstrong, Stacy Hetzel, Diane Turner, Michael Serkenpool, Jacqueline Tara Smith, Kalina Suzawa, Deborah Rose, Sid Rubin, Liliana Oxsmith, Hans Wheel, Sylvia Brown, Phil Grinker, Jeffrey Finn, Benjamin Dominitz, Terry Callett, Pam Shane Johnson, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Mark Byler, Sherry Schnabel, Carlene Ackerman, Alana Poznansky, Scott Bush, and Lisa Bush. If there is somebody that you're thinking of this Shabbat, we invite you to share the name of that person out loud in whatever space you're in your home. And if you're comfortable, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, share the name in the chat. And I'll give just a moment if any of the Biddy board who's here with us, if any of you want to say Misha Berach for anyone in particular. And we join together in the words of our tradition, reminding us that when we say Misha Berach in a community, we can turn to each other and be a source of strength for each other. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal We're going to turn now to David Walker, who is going to share some words of Torah with us.
Yep. So in this week's Torah portion, we hear the story of Noah and his ark. God tells Noah that he is bringing a flood upon the earth to destroy all life, and to preserve every species beyond the flood, Noah must build an ark and bring 2 animals of each species with him. But this isn't just any ark that God tells Noah to build. God has specific instructions for Noah. Make the ark out of gopher wood, seal both the inside and the outside with pitch, build a skylight, make 3 different compartments, and finally, make the ark 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. That's right. God gave Noah physical dimensions for his ark. Besides giving Noah the inside scoop on a massive flood, God also gives Noah the cheat code to save himself and his family. So the question is, why was God so specific? When we make decisions in our everyday lives, we make them with uncertainty and second thoughts. To quote one of my favorite books, The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula Le Guin, the only thing that makes life possible is permanent, intolerable uncertainty, not knowing what comes next. As a senior in high school right now, life for me is riddled with uncertainty. Which colleges should I apply to? Where will I get in? Will I even be able to see my friends in person for high school graduation? Add to that what I like to call the COVID question. Will this ever end? It is times like right now that we all wish that God would give us a heads up on what is coming our way in the future. Maybe a very clear, well-labeled, color-coded roadmap on how this is all going to work out. But maybe that's not what we really need. Maybe what we really need is faith. The truth is, for most decisions we make, the consequences are pretty insignificant to the rest of our lives. Even for a big, seemingly life-changing decision, like where I will attend college, the reality is that God has blessed me with good friends, close family, and an amazing TBT community. God has blessed me with faith that I have everything I need to be happy no matter where I end up. I believe that's true for most of us here today. We can find the best in the opportunities that we are blessed with. That is what makes this congregation so strong. So when God speaks clearly to us, it isn't when we make decisions about what we do in our lives. It is when we choose how we act in our lives. In my genocide class for high school, we studied the Holocaust, and especially the German citizens that stood by as the Nazi Party persecuted Jews publicly and privately. We discussed why these citizens were so unwilling to stand up against something that was so clearly and egregiously wrong. One way we learned was that German non-Jewish citizens hyper-rationalized their actions to ignore their moral conscience. Finding any reason to validate what was happening, the economy, anger against the Allies, or just ignorant, evil anti-Semitism, these citizens denied their intuition of exactly what the Nazis were doing. To me, intuition is powerful. Intuition is how God tells us right from wrong. In our modern world, we don't have floods that wipe out life from Earth. We do have climate change, injustice, and pandemics that threaten our way of life. So when we act for things that are right and things that are wrong, God will speak to us just as clearly as he did for Noah all those years ago when he told him how to build the ark. But he'll do it through intuition, and we'll hear it in our hearts. I've also been told to share a message to any TBT teens who are interested in participating in services and helping lead. Just reach out to any of the board members or Jessica, and we would love to have you helping us lead services.
Yasher Kalach, David. That was really interesting, and I appreciate all the thoughts that you leave us with. Also very impressed that you're taking a class on genocide in high school. That was not offered when I was in high school. As David mentioned, we would love to have more of our Biddy teens helping to lead the Biddy-led services. They're going to be once a month. It can be, if you're musical, we would love to have you. If you want to give a Devar Torah, as David just did beautifully, we would love to have that. If you are a poet and want to share some poetry, or if you love other poetry and there's readings you want to include, anything, if you just want to be part of this, Biddy Teens, we want you to be part of it with us. Our next Biddy-led service will be on November 20th, which just also happens to be the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And so I know we're planning to incorporate that into that Shabbat service as well. Thanks to Amy McGinnis for bringing this to our attention. There's a fabulous new book from the Reform Movement, has been publishing little books with prayers for different circumstances in life. And so one that they recently published is called Mishkan Ge'ava, Where Pride Dwells, which is a celebration of LGBTQ Jewish life and ritual. And it was, I believe, edited by Rabbi Denise Egger. And so we're really looking forward to incorporating some of that new liturgy into that service. So if you want to be part of that service in particular, please let us know. We would love to have you. We are going to continue with Aleinu, which is our call to action. If you are able, please rise and join with us in just a moment as I bring our slides back.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu le'shabeya. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu le'shabeya. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu le'shabeya. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu le'shabeya. It's time to live our praise. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol ha'aretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad.
You can go ahead and be seated if you're standing. We turn our thoughts now to loved ones who we've lost either recently or at this time in years past, as we join together in our Mourners Kaddish. One way we help keep the memory alive, and we always say, may their memory be for a blessing. One way we help keep our loved ones' memories a blessing is by sharing stories about them. So if you are remembering someone this Shabbat, I encourage you to spend a little bit of time reflecting on stories about that person, what you learned from them, what you loved about them. This Shabbat, This Shabbat, we are in the Shloshim in the 30-day period of mourning the loss of Rhonda Green. As well as John Levy and Sylvia Brown. We are also observing the yahrzeits of Estelle Altabet, Irma Brenner, Judy Cohen, Leonid Dvorsky, Harry Gersh, Marin Ganuni, Sarah Ganuni, Ruth Goodman, Ruth M. Hall, Rona M. Jacobson, Rebecca Kishnevskaya, Klaus J.B. Lewin, Sue Lindley, Emmanuel Litwack, Morris Moskowitz, Gracie L. Rena, Julia Schwartz, and Ralph Stein. If there's someone that you are remembering this Shabbat, I invite you to add that name if you're able on our Facebook or YouTube as we join together in our Mourner's Kaddish. And if you are mourning, we invite you to rise if you are able. And then we'll rise along with our mourners and join in support. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah be'alma divrach yote v'yamlich malchute b'chayachon v'yomechon uvchaye dekol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'akol ule umayamaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to the whole world. And we say together, amen. Before we join together in our closing song, Hava Neshira, we have just a few announcements about upcoming things to be looking forward to. Either Jessica or Eden, do you want to share anything about any upcoming Biddy events?
Sure. We have an upcoming Biddy event on November 14th, Saturday night, November 14th at 7 p.m. More information will be going out later, probably this week, about that. And we're very excited about that. And then our next event in December is on December 5th. It's on also a Saturday, and it's going to be our Tri-Temple event. So every year we normally have event with our youth group, with Temple B'nai Torah's youth group, with Temple Deher Sinai's youth group, and with Temple Beth Am's youth group. Normally it's an overnight event, but fortunately due to COVID, we cannot have an overnight event. So we're gonna have a really awesome Zoom event with everyone that is also being in the works and planning the works. So more information will be going out about that in the next month or so also.
Great, thank you. And as a Reformed congregation that partners with the Religious Action Center, some of our teens just participated in a civic engagement class over 2 weeks. One of the things we talked about is the work with the RAC is doing. I know many of us participated in the postcard writing over the summer. There are a few more phone banking nights that we have between now and November 4th. So if you're interested in participating in that, you can check out rac.org to get more information. And I have a save the date just to put this on your radar. It's December 13th, which feels like a long ways away, but it's actually not that far away. So on December 13th, part of our Hanukkah festivities, I'm super excited. The Sisterhood is planning a really fun, special Hanukkah event for everyone, including families, young families, teens. And Dan Nichols is going to be virtually with us to do a little concert. So save that date now, so you can be sure to join us for that. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to all of our Biddy board members for leading us in prayer and making the transition to leading virtually. As you might imagine, it is not easy to lead services virtually because you don't get the joy of singing with a whole room of people. You're putting it out there, and it's challenging. It's different. So we are all so appreciative that you are leading for us tonight, and we look forward to doing it more in the coming months. So we are going to finish with Hava Nashira. Take it away.
Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah. Hava, Hava Nashira, Shir Hallelujah, Shir Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.